Hello, welcome back. This is Dr. Tess. Let's wrap up this series on stress. What we have learned so far is that the human body is meant for or resilient enough to deal with acute levels of stress or short-term stress. What the human body is not meant for is prolonged or sustained levels of stress. Because then the body doesn't have time to recover from that whole process of releasing of stress hormones and then the influence of the stress hormones and then turning off that alarm system. When an individual moves from one level of stress to another, the body doesn't have time to turn off that alarm system. And so this individual is under a constant arousal from these stress hormones. And at that point, we could confidently say that this person is living with chronic stress. That is where disease and illnesses come in. Now, how would you know if you or someone you know is actually having or living with chronic stress? You could ask yourself several questions. Do you feel moody, sad, maybe depressed? Do you find yourself constantly worried? I know someone who told me that she actually wakes up in the middle of the night in a panic. So do you find that happening to you? Do you feel like you have no control over your life? Are you constantly sick, constantly ill with no definite diagnosis? You might be under stress, under chronic stress, if you answered yes to one or more of these questions. So, how would you know? What are the signs or the symptoms that you could experience? Muscle tension. Now, I had lunch with a friend of mine, and I noticed that her hands were balled into a fist. And when I called her attention to it, she said, "Oh, it's nothing. It's just the way I am." But when we kept talking, I found out that she relaxed her hands, but then she kept balling back into a fist. When I brought her attention to it again and again, she finally owned up that there was something super worrying her. So I told her to speak about it, and she's fine now. That was dealt with. So muscle tension would happen. Headaches, constant headache, inability to sleep at night, palpitations. Some people will tell you that they can actually feel their heart beating. That could happen normally once in a while, but when it becomes constant, then it's not a good thing. How about peptic ulcer or having heartburns? That could be a sign of stress. That really happens to me. When I've been pulled in all directions all day, I usually would find that I have severe pain in my epigastric region at the end of the day. So it's something I have observed about myself, and it warns me that I have been under a lot of stress and I need to do something about it. Irritable bowel, irritability, getting anxious, having nightmares. These are some of the things that you would see, some of the symptoms that you would see that could warn you that you are under constant stress. Remember that some of the diseases of constant stress, like hypertension, are really silent, but they could begin to show in some of these symptoms that I've talked about. So, do we have pills for stress and the consequences of stress? Absolutely. But you won't find those pills in your pharmacy. You're going to find those pills in your heart, in your home, in your community. And what are those pills? There are some of the strategies I would give you to help you de-stress. Remember that we said from the beginning that stress is not so much about the situation as it is your reaction to the situation. So what are the things you could do, or some of the pills you could take? Get yourself pampered. Now, ladies are very good at this. They're constantly getting their hairs done, their nails fixed, their pedicure done. And sometimes we feel like, oh, it's vanity or it's a waste of money. No, something organic really happens when you get yourself pampered. Your body releases feel-good hormones that counteract the effects of stress hormones. So get pampered. Get a hug from a family member, a spouse, a parent, a sibling. Make sure the touch is appropriate. And if you are married, go have some good sex. What else can you do to distress? Exercise. This also releases feel-good hormones that counteract the effects of stress hormones. Pray. Do you have any idea what happens when you are in a congregation where people are singing and clapping and dancing? There's nothing like that because you actually heal from all of the negativity that is around you. And hey, you could also keep yourself from all of that negativity. There are a lot of people who can give you the rundown of all the insecurity issues in Nigeria. They are constantly inundated by all of the negative stuff that is going on, and this causes chronic stress in their lives. So keep away the phone. Find some form of leisure. Go watch a movie. Spend quality time with your family and friends. Finally, I know of no other pill as powerful as forgiveness, peace, and love. And these are pills that everyone can take every day. No overdose. So thank you for watching this series on stress. If you have any question, please ask in the in my mailbox and I will get back to you. Maybe next week I will do a live video to answer some of those questions. Thank you for going on this journey with me. I really am making these short videos because I want to save you by demystifying all of these complicated things that you think about health. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.